As we identify our enemy, we want to make sure that we don't make it easy for our enemy. Now, how in the world would we make it easy for our enemy? Well, just think about this. Where I grew up in the Mississippi Delta, we rotated our crops. We grew rice and soybeans. And so we would rotate. We grew soybeans in this field, next year we'd grow rice in it. And then we'd cycle it out. So every other year, the fields right around my house had rice in them. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with growing rice, but rice needs to grow in soggy, wet ground. And if you keep the water about 3 inches deep on it, that'll help keep the weeds down. So for about 3 or 4 months out of the year, everything surrounding the house where I lived was 3 to 4 inches deep in water. Now, I don't know if you've spent a lot of time in the Mississippi Delta, but if you're around, I don't know, let's say 700 or 800 acres of stagnant water, you know what you get a lot of? Mosquitoes. Yeah. And you walk out of the house at night where I grew up, and you walk out like this. Looked like you were training for a karate match. Just trying to keep them, don't see me do that again. Keep the mosquitoes off of it, because stagnant water is a fertile environment for mosquitoes to grow. Now, if you happen to miss garbage pickup for a few days at your house, and you just let your garbage bag sit outside, you know what's likely to happen? You may have some friends, four-legged rats, that come and visit and hang out in your garbage if you don't take that trash out. If you don't clean up your kitchen and you just leave a little bit, you finish your plate, throw it on the counter like you do when you're in college. At least some of us did. And just throw it out there and leave it. You know what? It won't be long before you walk in the kitchen and flip the light on and there's roaches going everywhere. And it kind of attracts and makes an environment for those kinds of things. Folks, we leave a fertile environment in our lives for our spiritual enemy to grow in when we don't walk with God in faith in Christ and keep short counts with Him by daily asking for His forgiveness and cleaning out the junk in our life. When we walk around and we harbor unforgiveness, when we harbor ill will toward others, when we keep pride and lust and envy and things like that in our heart, we are creating a fertile environment for all those forces of darkness that Paul was writing about to come and take up residence in our lives. You see, we've got to recognize the enemy and then make it really hard for him to stay right here. Recognize the enemy. Number two, if we're going to be ready for battle, not only must we recognize the enemy, but then we need to realize our strength. To realize our strength. Verse 10 says, finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of His might. Notice what it doesn't say. It doesn't say, you go be strong now. Because you know how you go be strong, you know how long that will last? That won't last long at all. Our strength will fail. We will never win this battle in our own strength. Our strength just will not cut it. Now, it may take falling a couple times for us to realize that our strength won't do it. But at some point in life, we're going to get out there and we're going to be trying to do it all on our own, and it's going to fall flat. Y'all remember monkey bars? Our playground at school had 3 things on it. It had a slide, it had a set of swings, and it had a set of monkey bars. That's what we had. All 3 things that now would be huge no-nos to put on the playground because, you get hurt on those kind of things. Well, there's always somebody at school with their arm-legged cast from the playground, but that's the way life was in those days. Monkey bars were always a challenge for me. We had some kids in our class who they could climb up that monkey. You don't know what a monkey bar is, right? Just a ladder on 2 ends with 2 bars going across and look like a ladder laid flat, and you go and you hang on them and you go across like that. And so the skinny kids, they could climb up that, and they could grab that first rung and swing out and grab the second rung and the third rung, and I'd watch them do that. And think, man, that looks like fun. I want to do that. And so we'd line up, and it'd be my turn, and I'd climb up the ladder, and I'd far as I get, and I go, boom, create a pile of dust on the bottom. Well, maybe I didn't do something right. Let's try it again. And I grab the first one, and I grab the second one, boom, there I go again. You see, my strength couldn't handle the stress of the weight that was putting on my hands trying to go across the monkey bars. The fact of the matter is, your strength will not handle the weight of the stress of the spiritual battle that is raging. Well, you may hold it together for a while. You may get to the second rung, you might get to the third rung, but sooner or later, the weight of the spiritual battle is going to pull you to the ground. And that's why Paul says, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of His might. Oh, stop and think about that for just a second. The strength of His might. He who created the universe, who made humankind out of dirt, who refrained from ending it all when our sin infected it all. He who demonstrated unimaginable love at the cross and defeated death as Jesus rose up from the grave. Be strong in His might and in His strength. How do we do that? Three things. One, be in the Lord. Just be in the Lord. You can't be strong in His strength and in the power of His might until you are in Him. In that relationship with Him. It all starts, ends, and contains its middle in relationship with Jesus Christ. So be in the Lord. Secondly, be yielded to the Lord. Recognize that it's His way, not my way, not your way. It's His way. So we yield to Him and we start to do life His way. And then third, be leaning on the Lord. Trust Him. Obey Him. Follow Him. Rely upon Him. I visit with people every now and then who are going through very difficult things in life. And if they're believers, almost without fail, they'll make this statement. Say, I don't know how folks go through things like this without faith. I don't know how people deal with this kind of hurt and pain without a relationship with Jesus. And I agree with them. I don't know how. I tell you how. They do it poorly. And they do it in a way that they drop from the bars before it's over with. If we're going to be ready for battle, if we're going to be battle ready, we got to recognize our enemy, and then we got to realize our strength. And number three, we got to reach for our armor. Reach for our armor. Verses 13 to 17. I'll not read them all again. But this is where Paul lays out what the spiritual armor looks like. Now, I do want you to notice this, though. In verse 13, it says, therefore. Now, I always look and see what therefore is there for. It's there to remind us, because of this struggle that we're in, because of this spiritual battle we're in, look what he says. Take up the full armor of God. Some important things in there that we usually skip over. Take up. Now, if we had a suit of armor here, and I really wish I'd planned ahead and just had a whole suit of armor to put on this morning, walked out in it, clinking and clanking and all that, that would have gotten your attention. But I didn't. So you can just imagine that it's laying here. You know, the leg things and the foot things and the chest thing and the arm things and the helmet and all, just big shiny silver suit of armor, okay? Laying right here. And I come and stand next to it. You know what that armor is not going to do? It's not going to put itself on me. It's not going to jump up on me and fasten itself to me. It's going to lay right there until I reach down and pick it up and put it on. Look at what Paul says. Put on the full armor of God. That means we've got to grab it and we've got to put it on. We've got to take some action in this thing that is happening. Notice another thing he says in that same statement. He doesn't say put on some of the armor. He doesn't say put on which piece feels comfortable. He doesn't say put on half of it. He says put on the full armor of God. Because we need all of it. All of it. And then he tells us to stand firm in it. He says, having done everything, to stand firm. Listen, folks, we got to take ownership of our faith. We got to take ownership of our spiritual life. We've got to take ownership of our Christian walk. We've got to take ownership of our conduct in battle and put on that armor and stand firm in it. Now let's look at it real quick. Paul ordered it just like a person who had no armor on, and all of a sudden the battle cry comes. Somebody comes and knocks on the door and says, hey, get your armor, get your weapons. The battle is raging right outside of town. We got to go. And so this person who's sitting on his couch just doing his normal thing, all of a sudden he's got to get ready. So what's the first thing he does? Well, he girds his loins. That means that flowing tunic that he's got on that he can't run in and he can't fight in. He's got to pull it up, wrap it around his waist, and tie it with a belt around it to hold it all together. And so, what does Paul relate that to? What is it that wraps around the very center of our life and holds it all together? He calls it truth. Truth. Now, I'm studying this, and something that I really never thought about came to me. Jesus said in John 14:6, I am the way and the truth and the life. What's Paul saying? He's saying around the center of our life, at the very foundation of our armor, we need truth. Who is Jesus Christ. So he's pointing us to relationship again. So he says you get that girded on. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put on the breastplate of righteousness. That breastplate is going to cover your vital organs. It's going to cover your heart. It's going to cover your lungs. And he calls it the breastplate of righteousness. What righteousness? Ours? Absolutely not. His righteousness, because ours is like filthy rags. And so we put on His righteousness again, which comes through relationship with Jesus Christ. And it covers that which keeps our life going. So we got our belt of truth on. We got our breastplate of righteousness on. Then he said, you better put your shoes on. Because if you don't take care of your feet in battle, you're going to be useless in battle. That commander would always tell his men, take care of your feet in battle. In fact, one day he told them, hey guys, I got good news and bad news for you today. Got them all lined up there. He said, we've been out in the field for a long time. Today, good news is everybody's getting to change the socks. The bad news is you change with him, and you change with him, and you change with him. There was something important about your feet. And so it says your feet should be shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. It is the gospel, the good news, that prepares us to be in the battle. It's that good news that reminds us when we're in the struggle, when we're dealing with the hard things of life, when Satan's coming against us. It's the gospel. It's the truth of who Jesus is and what He's done that keeps us going and keeps reminding us, you know what? We don't lose in the end. We win because we're His. There is glory that is to come. He's going to be with me. He's not going to let me fall by the wayside. He's going to be right there. He's holding me in His hands. And it's that gospel shod on our feet, carrying us through the battle. The reality of it keeps us moving. And then he says, now that we've got our belt on, we got our breastplate of righteousness, we got our shoes on, then he says, grab your shield. And what is that shield that protects us from everything that the enemy shoots at us? It's faith. It's faith in Jesus Christ. Faith is powerful protection. It says that in no uncertain terms, you will be able to extinguish the flaming arrows with the shield of faith. Now those flaming arrows remind us that there's a real battle. There's a real battle out there. There's a real enemy who's trying to kill and destroy me and you. And we need that faith between us and Him. And then he says, now that you've got your belt on, your breastplate on, your shoes on, and you got your shield in your hand, right before you walk out the door, put your helmet on. And what does he call that helmet? He calls it salvation. You see, the head drives the whole body. You cut your arm off, you can still function. You cut a leg off, it'll be difficult, but you can still go. You get a shot through the side, you need to take care of it, but it's probably not going to end you like that. When your head comes off, everything stops. And so he says, protect that which steers everything you are with salvation. Jesus Christ. And now, with all that in place, finally, just before you go into the battle, pick up your sword. The only offensive weapon that's listed, pick up your sword and go into the battle. If we're going to be battle ready, we must recognize our enemy, we must realize our strength, and we must reach for our armor. Finally, number 4, if we're going to be battle ready, we must run to the battle. Folks, you're in it. You're in it right now, whether you realize it or not. You may be sitting here thinking, Brother Joe, you know, everything's great in my life. Everything's going good right now. The people around me, or everything is smooth. I'm not in battle. Yes, you are. And the more you serve Him, and the more you follow Him, and the more you become a threat to your enemy, the more he's going to attack. If he's not attacking you right now, you're probably not being a threat to him. You might ought to evaluate what you're doing for the kingdom and for the king. Because we need to run to that battle. Now notice something important about all the armor that we put on. Did you notice how it didn't say anything about putting armor on your back? Because we're supposed to stay engaged, moving forward in this battle that is ours. And so we pray, we pick up our sword, and we read, and we have faith, and we let His truth wrap around the very center of our life, and we let the gospel carry us forward, and it's all wrapped up and protected by salvation, and every day we have an opportunity to be a hero. By walking in faith, by walking with Christ, and by living through Him who wants to empower us, who won the ultimate victory. Folks, I don't know where you are in your battle, but I know we've got to be battle ready. You know, one of the most dangerous things that can happen in battle is a surprise attack. When you're not ready, when you're not looking for it, when you don't see it coming, and all of a sudden there it is. And so often, that's the way it is in life. And we're thinking, boy, everything's great. And our enemy sneaks in and surprises. We've got to be battle ready. Don't wait for the battle to start to put your armor on. Because then it's probably going to be too late. Put it on every single day and be ready for the battle that is coming. Our Lord, our King, our Commander has already been victorious. And we will be victorious with Him. Father, I thank You for Your Word. I thank You for the great privilege that we have to be able to hear from Your heart. And Lord, today in this spiritual battle that rages in and around us, God, I pray that You'd help us to recognize that the real enemy is Satan and his minions. And that we would recognize that, Father, and be prepared to clean out the places in our life where You might set up residence. Father, I pray that not only would we be recognizing Him, but we'd be realizing that our strength won't carry us through, but Yours will. And so we'd rely upon You. We'd reach for our armor, and every day we'd put it on. Faith, salvation, righteousness, truth, all those things that we need, Lord. David, we would stand for a minute and do our part. And Lord, that we would run to the battle, always be ready to engage our enemy wherever he is, and engage him in Your strength through the power of Your Word and Your Holy Spirit. Father, for the one today who's struggling in that battle, maybe being pushed back, I pray, God, that You would come with the reinforcements of Your Holy Spirit, and that You would strengthen that line. I pray, God, that You would help all of us to live in a way that we promote the freedom that You have given by living in it daily. I thank You today for what You have done and the sacrifice that You have made, and the sacrifice of so many to give us the physical freedoms that we have. Help us to live every day in that freedom by preserving and protecting both our physical and our spiritual freedom until You call us home. Thank You, Father, for being victorious